Greetings. This is Arvette McLean with Speak, The Universe Listens. New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, Tune, what's up?
Nothing much. I was on social media earlier and I seen a post that I really liked, and it said, "Are you living or are you existing?" And normally when I see posts like that, I just double tap it and I scroll. But that one actually stopped and made me think. Well, am I living or am I existing? So first, I want to ask you guys: when you hear that, what does it mean to y'all?
To me, it means like, are you enjoying yourself or are you just here?
Made me think about like, do you know what your purpose is? You know, what are you doing?
Okay, and that's kind of what I took a little bit of both of those too. It was, for me, when I read it, I was like, a lot like, are you enjoying what you're doing, or are you just giving up? Not getting up and just living life and kind of just going through a routine and not really putting much thought into it. And that the post really hit me because it was at a place where I was like, well, what am I doing right now? Like, I feel like I'm actually living though, like not just existing. And I think to me, to live is to try and find joy in the things, not even try, to find joy in the things that you're doing and being. And so when I read that, I was like, but I also remember the times where I was just existing, where it was just so easy to just get up and live a routine life and not put much thought into it. And I don't know, that was very interesting to me.
I like what you said, because I remember being in that space of just having that routine daily life as to where, and you guys remember, get up, go to work. All I did was work, no life at all. And in my mind, I was thinking then, well, this is what I have to do. This is life. I gotta get up. I gotta work hard, and in order to make things happen. And just over years' time, getting more better at understanding, like, do you really just want to be existing, or do you want to be living life? And so I started learning how to like understand life is not all about work. You can enjoy life. You can sit back and do the things that make you happy and do the things that you enjoy doing. You just start doing it.
See, it also brought me back to a place of I remember like when I used to identify myself in just parts of my day that I was doing. So I would identify myself as whatever I did for the job, or I identify myself as being a student at that time. But it was like, even then I was always much more than just that one thing. And I think now to live versus to exist is to be aware that you are also capable of more than just one thing as well. I think that I don't know, I just really like that post because it's really been driving home for me lately, because it's like, hey, like, it's so easy to just pick up a routine and identify yourself as one thing, or like just, all right, yeah, I'm living life or whatever. But like really, you're not really digging deep into what you want to do. You're just existing.
Yeah. I know I can say one thing, since I've been with you guys, I have traveled more than I did before I even met you guys, because my whole mindset was work, and then just being around you guys, travel, living life, made me want to sit back and be like, or just understand, like, I can do the exact same thing,
I was gonna go to that next. Like, that's when I really felt like I was living, when I started seeing new things.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's not just this box we see every day. Like, it's more to life than what we see in the routine we're in every day, and the same people and the same street sign, like all of that. And so like when I started traveling, I'm like, oh, like they living different over here. Or, like it's just, I'm like, oh wow, this is like, so to me now, new experiences and things like that is when I feel like I'm living.
I like that. I think society it's just in society now, we just been so accustomed to this life as to where it's so routine and it's just that every day. It's a step-by-step process. This is what you're supposed to do. This is how you do it because you have bills to pay. You got this to pay. And then people take that and it's like program inside them. So when you understand, you get to that point as to where you know that, or you realize or think about like, dang, is there more to life than just working, and taking care of so many things. When you get to that point and you say, well, dang, what else is out there? And you start exploring, that's when people start to sort of explore a little bit more, like what you were saying, Rodney. Because I have seen friends of mine that have been in that space, and now they just elevated their life. They're doing things that they want to do. They're enjoying themselves, but at the same token, it's like a good balance. Put it like that. It's a good balance.
Like now in my life, I feel like I'm living and I'm really enjoying life. But it's times where I can get in a slump, and it's like, yeah, I'm just waking up every day, just whatever happens, like just going through the motions and just existing. But now, like, it's not something outside of me that's gonna bring me back to living again. Now I know, okay, I don't wanna feel like this no more. I got that choice, and I know that, okay, I'm connected to everything. Like, right now I can decide, okay, I wanna live. Like, I don't wanna just exist no more. But basically what I'm saying is, even when I get into a slump and I'm just existing, I always remember that I have the power to get out of this at any time and go back to living.
And I'm so glad you said that because, I feel like, I'm so glad both of y'all said what y'all just said, because I do feel like that's kind of been the stage I've been in currently, which is like, all right, I was living and I was experiencing it this way, and as I was living, I developed certain routines, and then it's like, okay, well, let's shock those routines and find what it means to live again. Like, all right, I found myself slipping into like, this is living because I felt comfortable with this routine, and you get up and you do this every day, you manage this and you manage that, and it's like, this is life now. It was like, why put your cap on yourself right there? Like, why ever limit yourself to just living life one way, or limit yourself to, I'm not living if I don't do this certain routine, or I'm not living if this doesn't happen, if that doesn't happen. And it's like, well, it's just like what you just said. It's reminding myself that the only choice that has to be made is within me. Like, all I have to do is decide, hey, you would like to live versus to just exist and go through the routine life. And then as a result, the things around you end up shifting to that way.
As we sitting here talking, I'm sitting here thinking, and I'm like, hold on. It's different levels to living. Like what we saying is living, because I'm like, all right, you got, one dimension where it's like, I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my life fine. But then you got like fifth dimension where it's like, is living like I'm the highest version of myself? Is that what living really is? So it's like, I feel like it's different levels to living if we looking at, third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension.
Today, what I was thinking about, because I'm a very routine person. Like, I love routine. I like it. But I was just thinking about how easy it is to go into autopilot. Because to me, routine simplifies things, right? And it's so much stuff I don't have to think about. And then in my head, I be thinking, well, if I don't have to think about these things because it's just automatic, then that gives me more space to do other. But today I was thinking, like, is autopilot, is that the best thing? Because I was thinking, like, I was sitting at the park and I was like, if I bring myself into my body in this moment, then I can hear the different things. So I make it a practice where I'll be like, can I hear 9 different things right now? And I don't know why 9. but I would just be like, can I hear 9 different things right now? And so I'll just focus my attention, and I'm like, okay, I can hear the cars on the freeway, I can hear the wind blowing, I can hear the bird over there, I can hear people talking in the background, I can hear a squirrel over there, like,
Right.
and I'll like try to keep listening until I can come up with 9 different things that I'm hearing. And so to me, that's kind of like being in the moment, bringing myself into my body. So what I was thinking about today is bringing myself into my body, does that make my body more alive?
Interesting.
So I was like if I'm all of this, right, and I'm just somewhere else, does that leave my body vulnerable? So I don't know if this makes sense, but this is what I was thinking today. And so I was like, maybe if I like try to bring myself into my body more frequently, then my body is now radiating out me.
Your authentic self. Okay.
I like that. Because also, I like that practice of just trying to hit 9 different things as well.
Right.
Because I've never, no, I'm willing to say I don't think I've ever challenged myself to be that present before, ever. Like to be that intentionally present, like, hey, be present enough to pick up 9 different things. Because also in that, what I heard was, okay, if I'm able to hear 9 different things, then I also know that 9 different things exist. And if I know that 9 different things exist, I know that 9 different things are also flowing with goodwill to me as well. And so that is just, I like that a lot.
And also, I was thinking too, like, for me, moving from existing to like living, sometimes when I'm in autopilot mode and because I'm on the routine daily thing, is that sometimes I would try my hardest to do something spontaneous throughout my week. Prime example, I like to, if I don't catch myself going out in nature, right? And even though I work in nature, I would take a random trip to the park during break time for an hour, walk a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like something that I won't normally do, I would try to do it, just to actually be living, because I would seriously stay in autopilot for quite some time, and it take. So I need to do something to sort of just get me in that living, in that living state to remind myself.
Like they say, you should take different directions home and stuff like
Something
that.
like
I hate taking a different direction home. And if somebody else is driving and they going a different way, and on the inside I'm like, I don't want you to go this way.
Go this way.
Like it's crazy, right? And then the other thing to that is like being in autopilot driving. I would take myself to the wrong place on a regular basis. Because once I get on this road, I'm supposed to be going to the gym. But if I'm not going to the gym, but I still got to get on this road, I'll be at the gym. I'm like, I'm not at the gym.
I do that all the time. Sitting here listening to y'all, I'm sitting here realizing that I'm in too much of routine in my life right now. Like, cause I'm like, hold on, what the? And I'm just thinking on my day, like it'd be the same. So yeah, I gotta get out this routine stuff. I feel like I'm becoming an old man.
But I like what you said too, Steven, because I've been finding myself doing that too as well, trying to find more spontaneous things to do. Like I randomly started taking trips. Normally I never walk to the little playground in my little apartment complex, but lately I just been walking up there, and like when I walk up there, I just sit and I just take in everything that's happening. I was just texting him the other day because I had walked up there to the little park or whatever. I was about to take my dog to the dog park, and I was like, nah, too hot, and you broke off the harness earlier, and now you're all tired, so now we ain't doing it. So I took the walk myself, and as I got up there, it was nice just to see, it was these 3 little high school teens just playing soccer and talking about their day at school, and it was the first day in school, and I was like, man, I'm glad that I took this walk to hear this random conversation of these random kids because they are having a blast just practicing soccer, talking about their day. And I was like, man, that took me back to so many good memories right there. So when I left, I made sure, I was like, hey man, thank y'all, and y'all make sure y'all have a good day. Like, because I think that when you do find something different in your routine and you do find something spontaneous, like you just become a little more thankful for everything that's happening in that moment too. So yeah.
I love what you said about like being in the moment, because I feel like when you're not thinking about a routine or any of that, you able to put yourself there in the moment. You know, like it's just like when you somewhere and you having a good time, and you look back like, dang, we ain't even take no pictures or anything. Like we were just having a ball. You know, you was completely there in that moment, and I feel like when you get out of routines and things, sometimes you can put yourself in them and, well, okay, I just came across this. Well, I'm gonna just enjoy this right now, you know, instead of what I would normally do. So, yeah.
There was something else that both of y'all said earlier too, which was talking about traveling. And the minute y'all said it, I was like, man, that's crazy that like now we exist in a world where everything is accessible even without even leaving your present moment spot. Like I was thinking like, oh yeah, you know, travel more. And I was like, yeah, well, what would you tell somebody who, you know, says they can't travel right now? It's like, well, look at the places you want to go and put yourself there, is what I was saying. And I instantly started thinking about that as y'all were talking. I was like, dang, like it is incredible that we can literally go anywhere in the world just by seeing it and then putting yourself there. Like that is...
I'm famous for sending y'all random places like Switzerland and stuff.
But this is funny, I think, and it might not have anything to do with what we're talking about. But when I used to stay in Barbados, like this was years ago, one of my girlfriends, we used to pick a day, and she would meet me on the beach, right? Even though she was here in the States. And so she would be like, I'm gonna meet you on the beach, you know, at 4 o'clock or whatever. And so I would literally go to the beach at 4 o'clock, and then I would experience her at the beach. And so then, you know, when we would then come back and communicate or whatever, I'll tell her what I experienced and she'll tell me what she experienced. And a lot of times, a lot of the stuff would kind of overlap. Cool. Like we both were at the beach together.
I think that's spot on though, because that is, again, both of y'all took the moment in that time to actually like live, like y'all were living that moment. And I think that's just, yeah, I don't remember who posted that little meme, but I am very thankful that they did, because it sparked so many thoughts for me.
And you and I were having a conversation too about, I guess I don't have to rehash the conversation, but basically it's more like we don't need permission to do the things that we want to do. Like a lot of times, let's say if you want to be a speaker, you know, it's like you think, I gotta wait until somebody want to hear what I gotta say. Somebody gotta call me up and say, will you speak or whatever. But you can literally just set it up. Like I'm about to speak, and if y'all want to come hear me, come on. You know, or you know, if you're an artist, you might be like, I want to share my works, but no gallery has called me or whatever. But you can just have your own, you know, little exposition, or I don't know what gallery artists call it, but you can just show your own pictures or whatever it is. You can just do it yourself. You know, like you don't have to wait. And I think for everybody, what is living, what does that mean, would be different and different at different times. But like for me, like when I feel like I'm living, is when I'm creating. So anytime I'm creating something, like I'm just excited, and it doesn't matter what it is. It could be something I'm cooking, or it could be, you know, writing a story or a book, or it could be coloring or whatever it is. But then for me, that's what makes me feel like I'm living.
I like that.
Me too. That was a great reminder too.
A reminder of what?
Well, when you said like, you know, we be waiting for people to hear us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it's like, nah, I can just speak.
And then like what you just said too, I like it. Being creative, you know. I know at times as to where when I'm doing what I do on social media, I do that when I'm in a creative space, and it feels really good. So. So are we living? Are you living?
I'm living. So I'm gonna just go ahead and claim it. I'm gonna be honest though. In the past week or two, I don't know what I've been doing. It's just having been cool. I've been existing. What was it? Living or
Living
existing?
existing.
Yeah, I've
Okay.
been existing. But this morning,
Right.
I did something different, and I pulled myself into my body. And I'm just gonna say yes, I am living.
Okay.
Yes, I'm living. And when I'm not and just existing, I know how to get back to living.
Gotcha.
And I want to echo both of them. I kind of been in that same little, like, I don't know, what is this? But I'm living there. And so I thank y'all for this conversation, because it definitely helped me remind myself what living even feels like.
Sweet.
And what about you?
Past 2 weeks, I've been existing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to y'all there. But at the same token, I've been having a balance. Like I've been catching myself, and on the day I have off, I'm like, all right, we living the day.
There we go.
All right. Well, thank you for this topic, Teron.
No, thank you guys. I needed this conversation. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you guys for joining us. And we look forward to chatting with you again next week. Hope you do a lot of living between now and then. Until then, this is Arvette.
And that's Steven.
Teron.
Rodney.